Hi, I'm Brad Rourke, and I'm the president and CEO of Scottie Resources. Thank you very much for your time today to listen to our story and our wonderful value proposition. We only have 10 minutes on this presentation, so I'm going to move quick on a few things that I shouldn't, but hopefully I can entice you well enough to ask questions and give me a call and do some more due diligence. With that, I'll try and share my screen here, and we'll get right into this. Here we go. Great, Scottie Resources. So we'll start with a forward-looking statement, as I'll be making forward-looking statements as most exploration companies do so. The three things I would like people to walk away from this, and the three boxes that I would like people to think that we've checked, and because we do believe we have, would be the people that we have involved to get us to where we are today, the jurisdiction in which we're working in, and then of course the geology. And I think we can make a case that we check all three of those boxes, which would give a excellent case if you're to put some risk capital to work. I'm not going to focus on these names right now because I could do 10 minutes just on this, but please refer to the names and see there's a lot of success there, a lot of knowledge in this industry. Scottie Resources is dominantly or mostly up in northwestern British Columbia in a place called the Golden Triangle. What got me interested in this project 5 years ago, we're into my fifth season, was it was a past producing mine. The opportunity came when I was doing some due diligence on a opportunity and helping out a company. I'm actually in the area right now where I've lived a good portion of my adult life in a little town called Smithers, which is close to the asset or close to Stewart and the Scottie gold mine. So my first due diligence that I did, I saw a past producing gold mine that produced a half ounce per ton. Then the only reason that I could see why it closed down was just economics of the time. This was in the early 80s. They found a vein on surface, started mining it, but took a $20 million facility from the Royal Bank of Canada. And back then you're paying 22% interest. Gold rolls over from $750 an ounce to roughly $300 an ounce in that short period of time. And it was that interest payments that really put the knife into this. Now, again, it recovered over a half ounce per ton in the 3 years that it operated. So that's the first piece that got me excited. The second is Peridium's operation office happens to be in Smithers. And at the time they were building that power line. And I was like, well, there's major infrastructure going past a past producing mine. And so that's what got me interested into it. And here we are 5 years later. When we first started, we started with 400 hectares and just proper around the Scottie gold mine. Fast forward 5 years where we are today, we have taken this thing, we've done over 10, 12 transactions, accumulated almost 25,000 hectares, as you can see in the dark blue. Not only did we accumulate that land, we took 2 years and started modeling this and relog core and just basically took a company that existed in 20 banker boxes and applied technology and fresh eyes, structural geologists, and came up with some theories. There is a photograph of the original 400 hectares, and that's the Scottie gold mine. So when you look at that, you go, oh, 400 hectares is a lot bigger than one would think. But anyway, so we're at 25,000 now. One thing I'd like to point out is if you look center left of this photograph, you can see the 4 yellow triangles, and they kind of follow up in an east-west fashion, just to give you a reference. If you remember that, I'll try and make some sense of that as we go down into the presentation. But there you go. There's a mill in there. There's a permitted mine. We're an exploration company, but it is a nice add-on. And again, road accessible. Even though we are 25,000 hectares, we focus our work on just about what you see there. As you can see, we've posted some historic drill results from days gone by, which would get anybody excited. So that's the information we were working from. Of course, I highlighted some of the best. But the ones in asterisks were results that we got last year in a small 2,000-meter drill program. 3 distinct areas, 3 distinct, very, very nice intercepts. The Scottie gold mine is exciting to me. It's 11 over 11 grams, and it's in front of the vein that produced a ½ ounce per ton. So that's really exciting. The Ben vein is a very nice intercept at 73 grams over 4 meters. It's on surface. That's more of a confirmation hole because we never could find the drill collars or relog the core. So it was more of a confirmation hole, but we sure are happy to get that information now, confirm it was there, and then we can build out from that model. But on the Blueberry vein, again, on surface, this surprised us last year. We were actually trying to hit something else and came away and surprised us, and we got a 7.5 gram over 34 meters. So that's what we got to follow up on this season. So here we are, end of 2020 season, and we've just completed 7,000 meters, 7,060. About 2/3 of that drill program would be following up on those 3 zones, and the other third out trying test new zones. I've never seen drills before, and so we're really excited and see how this turns out. But we ended up putting 18 holes into the domino zone, and just a couple into the 6-ounce zone. But there's a compelling reason why. Our life changed at Scottie Gold about 1.5 years ago when we accumulated the Summit Lake properties. We'd never thought that was available, but the world turned and we had an opportunity, so we jumped at it. Our first exercises we did at the beginning of 2019 is we sent out a surface crew and just walked the margins of the glaciers. Summit Lake property had very little information on it, no min files because it was privately held. So we had the geologists walk the margins of the glaciers. And as you can see, these are some of the grab samples we found. Very exciting, especially if you're not going to historic outcrops that a whole bunch of people had taken samples for us. And you can see on that domino zone, that's why we drilled it. One, it kind of fits our theories that we're trying to prove up at Scottie with proximity to where it is on the Scottie gold mine, and then just super fantastic grades. So we drilled 18 holes into that this year. If you remember when I said to look at the 4 triangles going up the mountain, well, if you went right up that mountain down the other side, this is what you'd see. So on your right-hand side, there's the Scottie gold mine with that photograph I showed you. And then on the other side's domino. This bubble chart shows what we found in just 3 days of surface sampling last season. We didn't know they were that strong of results because we'd left the area, and it wasn't only until we got the assays back that we saw how exciting or interesting that it was. So we decided, because it's very similar to the Scottie gold mine, it's very similar east-west structures. That's what Scottie gold mine is, a series of stacked east-west veins. We have at least 13 on the Scottie property. So this being 2 kilometers away looks very interesting. So we're hoping that we see on the other side of the mountain what we saw on the Scottie side. Here's a quick little photograph again, just looking east at the domino zone. And then if you looked at the other side of that mountain, it would be the Scottie gold mine. So, and shows our drill traces. We wanted to show that, we gave it a nice little look under the ground for the zone that we found. So those assays are pending. This slide says 15. We ended up putting 18 just at the last minute. We wanted to see more. So here we are, fast forward to 2020. Our season is done now. We're patiently waiting on drill results. We haven't released any yet. They've been really, really slow. I think that's the same case for most people in my business right now. But we did complete over 7,000 meters. We did do a EM survey, low level, high resolution EM survey over the Summit Lake properties. We did some IP over select targets. Ascot's been having great success honing in with their IP, so we thought we'd try what they were doing, and so we're still waiting on that data. We've done an awful lot of surface sampling, had a full-time crew up all summer, and a little bit of work on the tailings. Here's my corporate sheet to just kind of show where everybody is. I would assume you should think that we're at just 144 million shares fully diluted, fully outstanding. There's only 2 warrant holders essentially left in the company, so we don't have any warrant overhang. They're in the money. I think at the end of this season, I should probably have in around that $3 million after we finish paying all the bills this season. So with that, there's my 10-minute timer. So I've almost hit it good. I hope everybody's well. I hope I've made enough energies that you'll pick up the phone or take a meeting. And if you're looking for a great exploration play in the right place with the right people, I think we're someone that you should consider. Have a great day and stay safe.